Celine Dion. Due to her sickness, the singer was forced to postpone the North American and European legs of her tour, as well as her residency in Las Vegas. Celine said that she had severe and chronic muscle spasm at the time when questioned about why she had to stop performing. The fact that it has been almost a year since Celine's last health update, her fans are still concerned about her condition. Claudette, Celine's sister, was interviewed in magazine Voice a few weeks after her diagnosis. What's happening to her is sad, but it's not a severe issue. Celine turns to me for advice and confides in me if something goes. I have faith that she will be content. Hello? Also in April, I spoke with Dr. Gampit Aragana, a general practitioner and health counselor for online prescription doctor, about the conditions that might be the cause of the severe muscle spasm that have kept Celine from performing. He told us that muscular spasm normally are not a cause for and can occur for a number of reasons, making it challenging to diagnose the problem. Muscle spasm can be brought on by stress, electrolyte imbalances, exercise, thyroid disease, or multiple sclerosis. But Celine hasn't acknowledged having any of these conditions. When she announced in January that she was delaying the north of her tour, Celine admitted that she had hoped to be in better health. I really hoped I'd be good to go by now, she said. But I guess I'll just have to be more patient and follow the regimen my doctors are prescribing me. When she disclosed that a portion of her tour would also be postponed, there was some hope for her fans. The good news is that I am doing a little bit better, she remarked. She continued, but it's progressing, and it's extremely annoying for me, she said of her intermittent spasms. Celine initially said that she was postponing her Las Vegas concert until, due to unforeseen medical concerns. The deadline has passed, but there has been no update on Celine's return to Sin City. This makes me so sad. My crew and I have been working for the past 8 months, so I am absolutely devastated that I won't be able to open in November. She made a comment at the time. I feel awful that I'm disappointing them, and I want to express apologies to all the fans who have planned trips to Las Vegas. Now I have to focus on getting better. I want to get through this as soon as I can. The fact that Celine's fans will finally be able to see in Europe in 2023 gives them a reason for hope. According to Celine, the European portion of her current tour will kick off on February 24th and go through October. Even though there are presently no updates on the American leg of her tour or her Las Vegas concerts, fans of the singer can rest certain that, given the common ailment to the public, Nelson Angelio, who lost her father when she was 5 years old, is one of Dion's children who inspires her to battle for her health. One of Celine Dion's twin sons, Nelson Angelio, was born prematurely in State Mary, Florida, in October 2010. After numerous fertilization procedures, Eddie, Nelson's twin, and Nelson both weighed a little over 5 pounds at birth. Dion and her husband Rene Angelio already had a 9-year-old Rene Charles at the time. Nelson, who was born preterm but was reared by Celine Dion, fortunately grew up to be a healthy young man. Celine Dion and her spouse both have an unwavering love for him. The exceptional man inspired the name Nelson Angelio. Before revealing their son's name to the public, Dion and Rene took their time. After meeting South African activist Nelson Mandela years ago, the couple proudly named their son Nelson. A spokesperson for the couple stated, Rene said that within a few minutes they were able to be struck by who he is. After Dion World toured, the pair met Mandela in Johannesburg, where they expressed their admiration for him. Even though they had just briefly met, the singer said Mandela was a guy full of kindness and compassion who she would always adore. Although Dion's first kid, Renee Charles, preferred an American nickname, she originally wanted to give twins French names. Nelson Angelio is a foundation for his mother and is mature for his age. Nelson's father revealed that she has deep body syndrome, AD, in December 2022. The singer's uncontrollable mesospasm brought on by the autoimmune condition dramatically altered her airways. Nelson's mother had to postpone her European tour because she was unable to use her vocal cords in the same way. A group of medical professionals is presently keeping an eye on Dion's voice are a constant source of comfort. Nelson, who is reportedly mature for his age, and her other children have reportedly been her rocks during the singer's health source. The insider continued, "It was a shock, but she never lost her battling spirit." Nelson has witnessed parents suffering with their health before. Nelson's father, Mr. Rene, battled throat cancer in the past and passed away of illness. On January 16, 2016, Nelson's father passed away at their Henderson, Nevada home while he was just 5 years old. Age-wise, he was 73. Prior to their 1994 marriage, Renee served as Celine Dion's manager. Despite having a 26-year age difference, they first met when she was 12 years old. Their relationship developed over time. His dying wish was to pass away in her arms. Celine Dion laments that she was unable to fulfill Renee's final desire because she had a performance way. Every year on the day that marks the anniversary of his passing, Dion posts a heartfelt homage to her late husband, emphasizing that she never forgets him. Even after all this, Dion still considers himself extraordinarily fortunate to be with Renee. She is reminded of her husband through Nelson because Nelson is very similar to her.
For her for months while she slowly recovers from a debilitating health crisis that left her unable to perform. The much-loved Canadian singer had been hoping to come back with a bang after the called her tours, but just as quickly as she delivered uplifting news that her shows were back on, she revealed her ill health meant more upset. Most recently, Celine, who was forced to postpone her Las Vegas trip, still not well enough to perform, and she has had to cancel the remaining shows of her North America leg of the Courage World Tour. In a heartfelt message, Celine wrote, "I was really hoping that I would be good to go by now, but I just have to be more patient and follow the regimen that my doctors are prescribing. There's a lot of organizing and preparation that goes into our shows, and so we have to make decisions today which will affect the plans 2 months down the road. I will be so glad to help as well as all of us getting past this pandemic, and I can't wait to be back on stage again." Meanwhile, I have been very touched by all of the words of encouragement that everyone's been sending to me on social media. I feel you and it means the world to me. Celine. Celine did not address what her health problems were in her latest message, but it's likely a recurring problem from her initial diagnosis of severe and persistent muscle spasms postponed her residency. Her sister Claudette spoke to French magazine Voici and said what's happening to her is sad, but it's not serious. Celine always confides in me and asks for advice when something is wrong. She's in a good spirits. The star also shared a touching message about mental health and urged people to be kind. "It's so important to keep a spotlight on our mental health," Celine wrote on Instagram in the midst of her own crisis. "People, yourself and to others, remember you are not alone. Help is out there if you need it." Celine, as she recovers, she has the support of her boys. Celine has 3 sons and her